Hello, everyone. It's me, Marilyn, aka the Dharma Coach, and I'm here today. Well, first of all, welcome to the Elephant Room. Thank you so much for joining us.
Me.
And I am here with Chef Bee, the one and only. And I have been so just drawn to her. We were just having a great conversation because we were just talking about how energies can be so drawn together, and I have been watching her for forever and just kind of getting to know her work and falling in love with her work, and I just have to have her on here to come and share everything that she has going on, and it's so much. And I just want to create a space for her to be able to give what I was receiving from her. And I just want so much. I'm just so grateful, I should say, that she made the time to be here with us today. And without further ado, I just want to introduce you to Chef Bee.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. So, you were gracious enough to join me for this spiritual healing series that I've been doing. And this is a pivotal episode or whatever for me because it coincides two worlds for me. Food and spirit, and you are big on the foods. You are really doing the work to heal people and teach people how to heal themselves. With the foods that they take into their bodies. And I just want to talk more about that, how you got on that path, what you're passionate about, and just what you're doing. Okay.
So just to start off, I'm Chef Bee. Chef Bee. It's really an acronym, the BEEE, be empowered, energized, and engaged. Mm-hmm. And really, I'm a professor, I'm an educator. I've been an educator for many, many years. And a friend of mine is like, you Professor Bee, in that world, you need to be Chef Bee. I was like, I like that. That works. And that just that's the mantra that I use to live my life. I really want to talk about empowerment, self-empowerment, show people how they can be empowered. And I'm just excited about all the things that I do, and then just really trying to be in the community, being engaged in the community to do the things that I do. So like I said, I've been an educator for many, many years. Maybe, 2012? Just experienced some health issues after my son, my first child, high blood pressure, those sorts of things. And I actually attended the Living Foods Institute. The Living Foods Institute is a place here in Atlanta that shows you how to eat healthy, how emotions are connected to your food, raw foods. And as I was doing that work, I was like, man, I'm doing this. I was like, I want to give this to our people. Like this felt right. I felt like I was in alignment. And really from that point forward, just been on the path towards raw food, making raw food beautiful, making raw food exciting, and how can I bring this and incorporate this into my life and share with the community so that they can get it. So that's 2012. That's when that started. Yeah, I've always been healthy, conscious about plant-based foods. We didn't call it plant-based foods back then. You either vegetarian, vegan.
Barely called it vegan back then.
Yeah, you just vegetarian. Exactly. Or you just ate a lot of. You're a tree hugger, something like that. Right? So, I think now we have these platforms and we have the language that we can put beside or behind what we say we do. And I didn't want to necessarily be pigeonholed and saying I'm vegetarian or vegan. I mean, I don't eat dairy, I don't do those things. But really it's about plant-based foods. I really love just what that means. Yeah. So, just time has been going and just really trying to understand the body, trying to understand what people's hang-ups are with sort of making those shifts for themselves. And really for people, they're afraid. That's one. They don't have time because they're busy. People are busy in their lives. Yeah. So what can we do to inspire people to just take action so that they can do small changes every day? And so for me, I went back to school. I went back to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And the thing that was the most powerful for me going there was, they talked about this, the integrativeness of health and wellness. Yeah. It's not just about the food you eat. It's about your thoughts. It's about your emotions. It's about your relationships. It's about your finances. It's about all of these different components, holistic, that really impacts wellness. And that just spoke to me. So it's like, you're getting the pieces and you're putting it together and it's starting to make sense for you. In addition to that, essential oils. I've known about essential oils forever, but just really thinking about how you can use essential oils as a modality for achieving health and wellness and sharing that with others as well.
And I have to say that that's really what, again, drew me to you and what I was so intrigued by. Because, you know, we've talked, I do essential oils and I know them fairly well, but in terms of using it as part of your food, ingesting the essential oils and as a modality for health and healing, that was something that was new to me. And I know that for a lot of people, even a lot of practitioners, even people who work with essential oils, that can be ground that they're kind of uncomfortable on, you know? And I love how you made it so approachable, you know, and made it very accessible, which I think is the most important thing, you know, because you can have a lot of knowledge, you know, you can have everything, but if you don't make it accessible, you don't help anyone. You know?
And, you know, I think that, you know, there are different schools of thoughts around essential oils and how you utilize them. But really, I think the bottom line is, with anything that we're talking about, it's about quality and making sure that you have the best product, the best thing, so that we can talk about, well, how are the different ways that I can use it? So in many cases, people think of essential oils, you can just use them for aromatic purposes, right? Just inhaling them or massage or those sorts of things. But what we're talking about with really good quality essential oils is using them therapeutically, right? So using them internally, using them topically, using them aromatically, and really integrating them holistically every day of your life, using them some way, diffusing them, right?
Exactly.
Using them any which way you possibly can as a tool just for just balancing yourself. You know, if you have some sort of viral infection, you can apply it on that viral infection, depending on the oil, of course, to really support, you know, healing that particular thing that you have going on. So in the same way, we were talking about this earlier, in the same way that you use food, you know, plants or even medication as a daily medicine, you can use essential oils as a daily medicine for your maintenance, for your homeostasis, because really that's what it's about.
Exactly.
It's about achieving balance in the body. And, you know, we talked about this earlier. Sometimes your body is so used to one kind of balance, it's not even the right kind of balance.
Exactly.
So you want it to get back to the true balance that it needs, you know. We talk about electric foods and high energy foods, high vibration foods. Essential oils have high vibration as well. And when you think about just staying healthy and staying alive and staying emotionally intact, you want your vibrations to be as high as possible. So when you incorporate high vibration plants into your life, inhaling them, using them topically into your foods, it also lifts your spirit, you know? If you think about it, like, you know, you go to a retreat or you just hanging out with your girls or your friends, it feels so good. Right? You might come to that experience on one level of vibration, right? But then when you leave that space and you guys are connecting, you're like, oh my God.
Yes, and it's
food.
a healing.
That's food right there. That's one kind of food.
Exactly,
So,
soul food, and it
that's
makes
your soul food.
You know, and people talk about soul food, and you know they talk about what is it? What even is that people describe as soul food? The cornbread and, you know, greens that are soaked in, you know, that's not, when we talk about soul food, I think people are talking about that gathering, you know, family coming together, and even though they're eating the worst things on the planet, you know, it is a feeding of the soul to be with people who lift your spirits.
Sitting at the table on Sunday, talking junk.
You know, exactly. So, you know, I think, you know, what I wanted to get more into with you about is that real soul food of, you know, communing with other people, with other humans, and, you know, bringing our energies together, but at the same time also getting the real food that heals the body, you know, and making that a part of our spiritual healing, how food connects with the soul and the spirit, you know.
So one of the things that I do is a plant-based cooking show. And, you know, one of the goals for me, my mom, when I was growing up, we always cooked on Sundays together. And then once I left home and I went off to college, even into my life, she would call me on Sunday, what you cooking? And we would talk and cook together on the phone, right? Girl, I make this. Or she would call me the next day if we didn't get a chance to. Girl, because we're from Guyana, by the way. Girl, I make this serious dal And she's just sharing with me and just making me salivate, you know, about what she was preparing. So for me, just bringing folks together around food is medicine, right? Really showing folks who wouldn't have made the thing that you're making. And you're showing them something a little bit different, a little bit healthy, right? And you're having a conversation around, because conversations come out around food. Right? What kind of stuff you doing, girl? I know I don't need to be eating all this. So what else can I be doing? People just start opening up. They start sharing the things that they need to share around the food conversation. Particularly when you're in that space where you're giving them something. You know, and you know, it's about healing. And a lot of times, you know, our folks, we're hiding. We're hiding behind our illnesses. We're a little embarrassed. We don't want people to know that we're dealing with whatever it is that we're dealing with. But if we can create a space where it's, you know, it's safe. It's safe. It's okay. I'm dealing with stuff too. Exactly. And you can share like that. You can do that around the food. And it's so empowering in that way too. Because I know when I come into a space, it's so, especially when it comes to women and everything, we're always kind of in this search to have that space to be able to share, you know, the things that are going on with us. And whenever I come in, especially when I'm with people who aren't in necessarily the same circle that I'm in, and food comes up and people find out that I'm vegan, people find out that I'm a, you know, holistic nutritionist or whatever else, immediately, you know, the conversation switches over to, well, you know, I eat this and this and that, girl, you know. I'm trying to do something else, but you know, I just don't know what to make. You know, and, you know, at times, it can feel like, look, I just want to come here and hang out. I just want to chill. You know, and chill. So, as a math professor, just so you know, sidebar, I have the same kind of issue. Exactly. You know, as soon as folks know, you're a mathematician? Girl, when I was 9 years old, I had this really terrible, you know, long division. And, you know, there's a long division. I just never figured out. So really, our folks struggle with those two things. Exactly. Mathematics and then food, you know, and nutrition, you know. And nutrition, yes. But it's so, at the same time where it's like you can struggle with the idea of, okay, sometimes I just want to sit down. I don't want to talk about, you know, this. I don't want to be your coach and your nutritionist right now, you know. But it's so important and it's gratifying at the same time to be able to be the person who can create that space where people can talk about the things and you can, you know, give them that information and they know, you know, they can come to you. Absolutely. Because it's not every time and it's not with every person that they can share those struggles, you know. Absolutely. And you can create that space of healing where it feels safe for them to talk about, you know, what's going on with them, you know. So y'all gonna see Marilyn on the plant-based Facebook Live cooking show at some point. We're working that out right now. We sure are. But really the goal with that cooking show is to show folks how easy it is to make plant-based foods. That's number one. Number two is to create a platform for others so that you see all the other fly, beautiful brown skins in the community and all the amazing stuff that they're doing and how they're bringing this into their practice. And then, you know, the third is really just so that you can connect with Chef Bee, you know. So that's why I do it. It's like my gift to the community. Seems like people like it. You know, we have a lot of fun every week. You know, it's just a lot of fun. So y'all gonna see them. You know what? Something just struck me. You talk a good bit about, or we were having a conversation around like the primary food, and we were just saying how those connections are our primary food. You know, the soul foods, and then the actual food that we ingest is the secondary food. Tell me a little bit about how you help people make that connection. So it's so interesting. Like when we do consultations with folks, and immediately people start talking about the emotional things that's going on. They might be talking about trauma that they might have experienced, you know, something that happened in the childhood, just anything. And really just showing them how, like maybe they're, wow, you know, I had a rape incident occur, or, you know, I had a bad experience with a marriage or boyfriends, and I have constipation, right? So there might be some letting go issues, you know, so you have digestive issues, but you don't realize that your digestive issues are connected. It's spiritual and it's connected back to your, you know, your trauma from 10, 15, 20 years ago. And so showing them that just really, that's the holistic piece of it, right? You tell me that I'm working on this, but then when we start sort of having a conversation about your life and, you know, what's happening in your life, there are things that are revealed. Exactly. And you see through those conversations, because it's about conversation, those things that are revealed, you see that, okay, you know, you're really wanting to help people to get that for themselves. So it's not about me telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that. But it's about helping people to create breakthroughs for themselves and have the awareness for themselves. Oh, wait a minute. I never connected those two things. And maybe I'll try this. Maybe I'll do something a little different because I now see that this thing that I was dealing with from way back then, I thought I was over it. But wow, it's really affecting the choices that I'm making with sugar.
Yeah.
You know?
And, you know, it's so funny how realize, you know, you and I both have coaching relationships with people, and everything comes down to relationships.
It does.
Everything. You know, our food, our relationship with our food, our relationships with each other, our relationships with our past selves, you know, and our own history. All of it comes together, and our entire being, our health, our wellness, our futures is all about the relationship that we have with everything around us. And
I think also, in addition to that, letting go.
Letting go.
So, in the same way that you have this relationship with your past self, you know, we talk about there are things that happen to you, and then there are the stories that you create around the things that have happened to you.
Yeah.
And in often cases, we're holding on to the stories of the things that have happened to us.
Yes.
You know, we're just reliving the story. The thing that's happened has happened already. It's
Exactly.
done 10 years ago. It's happened. You can't do nothing about it. But you replaying it and you holding on to those things,
It's
it really,
doing
it's doing so much damage for you, because it's not allowing you to develop relationships. You know, it's affecting the primary food. You know, it might be affecting the secondary food, the things that you're doing now.
The choices that you make about
the choices that you make.
You know,
now.
you're telling yourself a story about who you are based on
Exactly.
something that's already happened.
That you
You know,
know,
exactly.
that thing is done and it's gone.
That is so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
So just really helping. I think our jobs as coach. You know, I call myself the essential oil wellness coach and plant-based chef. Is really helping people to create the breakthroughs for themselves. It's not about you. It's not about you telling anybody anything. You can ask them, what kinds of things would you like to work on? But the more people are able to see for themselves what they need to do and take action, that's really when the change takes place. You know, but you gotta help them to see it in a really holistic way. Whoa, I did not know that these two things were really affecting each other.
Yeah, it's really a journey.
Yeah.
It's really a journey, and it's so, you know, again, rewarding to be able to be a part of that with people. So another thing that we discussed, you have, you know, a relationship and your kind of a commitment, and I've seen it for myself, to specific in terms of quality essential oils. You know, and there's a lot out there. You know, but you love doTERRA.
I love doTERRA.
Tell us why.
So one of the reasons why I really stand behind doTERRA is their mission as a company is about empowered health and wellness. So showing folks that, you know, Western medicine isn't bad. It's here to serve us and to support us, but that shouldn't be the first thing that you run to. You have tools, natural tools, herbs, essential oils that you can utilize to heal your family. Period. So that's one piece of it that I love. The other piece that I love is that they're really good quality essential oils. They're pure, they're potent. They really just need a little bit. And the biggest piece of it all is I love, because I'm from another place, I'm from Guyana, but I love that they are connecting with other countries for sourcing and to create jobs. So, you know, in a lot of cases when you talk about, you know, companies like this, they have their farms, they have the land, and they're basically manufacturing everything. But one of the things that they do, they call it co-impact sourcing. What they do is they partner with growers and harvesters, distillers around the world, and they basically create jobs for folks. They give them the infrastructure, they support the infrastructure so that they can produce the best product they can possibly produce.
So ethically sourced.
So
you know, and very
they are doing what they need to do from an FDA standpoint to make sure that they're always compliant. So I really like that a lot. You know, so there's just this really,
again, holistic in the way that they approach.
Very holistic. I mean, even now, one of the big pushes for them is they're creating essential oil clinics. We're going to be doing that, rolling those out in the next 10 years. so that people can see that it's not there are alternatives
Yeah.
to alternative modalities to healing. You can use essential oils to support mental health. You can use essential oils to support,
And we know this. I mean, it's so
all sorts of things.
at a very what's the word I'm looking for? On a deep level, I think when we get around certain smells, and certain tastes,
because when it goes into the olfactory,
exactly.
and then you don't even know what's happening,
exactly,
but it triggers certain emotions for you.
Exactly, so I think in a very raw place that we know that essential oils are medicine for
Absolutely.
us, on every level. So that's just amazing. I love all of it, and we definitely want to explore more in the future in how we can create that
we can
synergy.
actually talk a little bit more about that.
And so tell us where we can find you, Chef Bee.
Okay, so you can find me. I'm on Facebook. I am essentially Bee on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. I am Chef Bee with 3 E's. And then you can also just go to the website, chefbee.com, again, 3 E's, and you can subscribe so that you can get my updated newsletters. I send one out every Friday, my menus, because I have a plant-based meals to go business. Basically 3-day, 5-day, 7-day plans. So folks, if you want to eat healthy, but you just don't have the time, you're busy like everybody else. I actually enjoy cooking, and I like going to the farmers market on Sundays, and I like just going and doing. I mean, it's like therapy for me. So you don't want to do it, I'll do it for you. We shop, we prepare, you enjoy. That's our motto. All right. So you have plant-based meals to go. I do essential oil classes. If you want to schedule me for an essential oil class, we can do that too. So I have a bunch of cool stuff that we're doing. We also have a retreat coming up on November 4th. It's the Urban Day Retreat on the Southwest Atlanta Beltline. So it's for women. But the theme of this retreat is tapping into the divinity within. And really just showing women through tools like meditation, yoga, utilizing essential oils, crystals, self-hypnosis, mindful walks on the Beltline, just food, high vibration foods that you can get back to you. We're going to talk about the Dharma and get you to your Dharma. We're going to talk about doing heart work. Because they talk about, you have all this chatter in the mind, and then you have your heart. Your heart is your true self, but it's quiet. And you don't always hear what your heart wants to tell you because
too much noise.
Too much noise, too much chatter. So you have to be still. You have to do the heart work so that you can get there, right? So we're going to talk about how you can tap into the divinity within you, utilizing your tools so that you can really access your best self and really live on purpose.
Love her. Thank you so much for being here.
So that's what we up to, and thank you so much for giving me this space to talk to you guys.
Here. We love it, you guys. Chef Bee, the great. Look her up, find her, and get some time in her space, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Love you. Bye.